Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If that is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is from the Tarot of the Abyss, and it is the Hermit Card. Okay, and let's see what these tea leaves have to say. Okay, all right. So this is a bonus reading for Capricorn. And I did get mixed up just for a second, just a fraction of a second. I was going to say Cancer. I just read for Cancer, though. This is not a Cancer reading. Okay. And so if you haven't subscribed, please do. Or at least think about it. It is free. And I'd love for you to be part of the community here. You know, just the collective Ula Tea Leaf readers. Readers. And you can tell I'm getting to the later part of my night. I'm getting a little silly. It's starting to... And it is basically my Friday night. It's Thursday night, but this is kind of my Friday night for the week. So, I feel a little bit more loose. All right, so we have a big old rat. Let's start with this rat. You can see its long nose, the little button of a nose down here, the snoot. Here's the snoot and here's the nose. Here's the ear and the body, and you can see the tail. And oh my goodness. So we have a big rat. And you know what? This maybe is why you feel like you're going into that hermit mode. Now, I am not against the rodent. I love rodents. I don't keep them as companions, but I am not somebody who is like really grossed out by them. So not a negative symbol in my mind to see a rat. They're actually, if you've ever seen that documentary about them, they rule the world, really. They're basically the most adaptive. They are very intelligent. I forget what it is, but I think there's like 2 rats for every person, or maybe it's like 4 rats for every person on the planet or something. I forget what it is, but it is a lot. It's amazing. And they are very close to being really the rulers of all. So, but I think in this context, there really has been a sense of losing trust in somebody who you love deeply. I think that this is somebody who is maybe a family member, but also a friend. So I wonder if this is maybe a sibling or a cousin or somebody who is a peer, right, within your age group. Maybe somebody you've grown up with. And I think that really, this is a situation where, they were talking about you. They were maybe divulging information that you, shared with them in confidence. And this really is quite a blow. I mean, it just absolutely has changed how you feel about this person, at least in this moment, very, very deeply. Okay. So I can imagine, this is when you have somebody who just can't stop telling your personal things, like, of course, you just have the instinct to disengage with them, kind of, you know, not necessarily have a complete fallout or anything, but, you know, just stay away from them, avoid them. You can't talk to them. And so I wonder, you know, like, what is going on that they would betray you in this way? And I'm trying to look here to see. I see that there is a lot of love. We have the hearts. And really, I feel like it's almost a sense of like vying for position. You know, I think kind of, you know, or using information as a currency with other family members. And, you know, and I think in some ways that feels like even more devastating, because it's like, I don't even think that you experience the relationship exactly in the same way. You know, I feel like this person, it's almost like, because of your kind of, because you are a person who is really kind of an individual, you're independent, you are yourself, you just do, you know, you do the things that you do, you don't necessarily, you know, consider too deeply how it's going to make you look, or how people within your family are going to receive you because of how you are. And I think that kind of authenticity is why you are maybe somebody in the family who is highly regarded, right? And because you're probably a pretty cool person. You're probably pretty cool. But yes, I think that you're probably maybe like, I keep thinking in my head, like you're your father's favorite, you know, or one of your parents, or maybe like a grandparent or something. You are a favorite, okay? And I feel like this is kind of just maybe that thing that has caused the little bit of disturbance in this relationship. But it's been over, you know, I mean, you're probably adults, you know, fairly into at least your middle age or older. And so it's kind of like, why is this still happening? You know, why are you still upset about this? And I feel like this has really kind of been out of character, though, too, because I think that you've had a close relationship, at least as adults. And so I feel like this is pretty painful. I feel like in a way it's kind of almost like, I absolutely want nothing to do with any of this anymore. I'm just going to focus on my own life, my own work, the things that I care about, that, you know, make me happy, that feel like, you know, it makes my life worthwhile. I'm not getting involved with all this other stuff, you know, and I feel like that it kind of is a little bit of a heartbreak. You know, it's tiresome. It's tiresome. Now we have a person who is feeding a bird right here. Oh, so we're having more of this kind of, the birds to me, when I'm reading these symbols, the birds are messages. They are, depending on what the bird is like. If it's a cardinal, it's like a message from somebody who has transitioned. Immediately, I'm like, okay, they're letting you know that they love you, right? And they're here with you. But then we see, this one looks like it's some kind of songbird, and it looks like a baby. So it's just this repeated thing of like, they're telling on you. They're telling your secrets. But I think that this is beyond just them, because I feel like this is somebody who is taking advantage of them kind of singing, you know, and telling. And so in a way, I kind of feel like there's somebody who is stirring things up that is like another party that is involved. And so I want to find, where did we see this when I was starting? So there's a L-I-L right here. It looks like a little. But then I'm also looking up here and it's I-L. So it's almost like Lily, Illy. Or maybe somebody that was named Little something. And we have, let's see, we have an owl. We have an owl right here. So we have a watcher. Somebody's kind of just watching the situation. Okay, let's see. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is going on. I almost feel like it's like you are doing well, right? You're probably maybe within the family somebody who is pretty established, maybe making more money, or, you know, have your life is set up in a way. You've worked hard, you're working hard. There's a little bit of jealousy, but they're almost using this relationship you have with like your sibling to get information about your stuff, and you're finding out about it. But I almost kind of feel like the sibling is kind of almost being manipulated into talking about these things, or it's kind of like, yeah, making them feel like they're part of you know, a clique within the family, kind of. And I don't know, it just seems it seems a little dramatic, all this. We have people standing face to face here. We have more people over here standing face to face. I feel like it's just, you know, it's a time to take a break, ultimately. I think that, you know, you have this instinct to kind of walk away a little bit and go and fortify yourself. We also have a house here. Okay, there's a house, and it looks like a motorcycle, maybe. Maybe you ride a motorcycle, or there's somebody, you know, maybe a spouse or child or somebody really kind of something to do with a motorcycle. But I almost think, you know, like just being away from all the disengaging, taking a break, you know, advocating for yourself, being with your core people, maybe your direct family unit. And I think, you know, sometimes we just have to kind of, especially like after all of the holidays and stuff, these months after, I think we really have to decompress from all of that. It's just, it's a lot, you know, and it seems like it's just an important time for you to focus on things that feel productive for you. We have a dinosaur over here. I'm not going to call any of your family a dinosaur, but I do feel like there's just like maybe an older person who grumpy, kind of upset by all of this. stuff going on. Not really like knowing exactly the full extent of it, but just kind of like, you know, get it together. Everybody just needs to get it together. Now we also have a 7 and a 1. That's flipped over. So it's a 7 and a 1. We also have a lamp. And in my mind, I'm thinking like a... For some reason, I'm thinking, and we have a person kind of touching. It's like a lamp that you touch and it comes on. There's something important about it. Or it's a thought that's come into your mind. You tap the base or something, it comes on. So many little things in here. And then we have, well, we have it, it's N-O, so we have no there, but we also have a couple of boats. This one looks like fishing right here. If you could see a person here with a fishing rod. So I do feel like, and we also have one over here, like a fishing rod. I wonder if you will be fishing. I mean, literally. Going out and maybe going on a fishing trip, or maybe planning one coming up in the next seasons. Maybe this is where you like to go to decompress. Maybe this is where you go to think. But I think this is going to be the real important thing, is letting yourself have time. Really getting into that. Look at this beautiful card. That hermit mode. You know, finding some insights that are not in relation to anything going on in your life directly, right? Sometimes we just have to break away from it all, go and do something that just makes our mind kind of, you know, meditative, get into that like kind of theta state if you can, you know, get into a flow state, adrenaline or rest, or, you know, I don't know, whatever it is, but breaking away from the normal stuff, right? And I think you're probably pretty close with your family collective or your chosen family or whoever these people are. But it just seems like at times it's like the talking, I mean, and I can't imagine a Cancer person enjoying that, right? I have a ascendant Cancer, Capricorn. I'm sorry, Capricorn. Have I been seeing Cancer again? Oh, I mean Capricorn. A Capricorn person. I'm an ascendant Capricorn. So I can't imagine. I take it really personally when people I care about talk about me. Even good. I don't like it. Isn't that weird? I just don't. I don't like it. And my things that are really important to me usually, sometimes I'll say them here. I won't even say it. I don't talk to my even close people about stuff. Not because like I don't trust them. I don't know. I'm just, you know, I don't know. Just my husband, really. And he's the only one I talk to about, really. And then I bring some of the stuff here, right? For the whole world. But yeah, it just, I can't imagine thriving in an environment or in a dynamic where there's like, you know, arguing and fighting and everybody's at odds and shifting power dynamic or, you know, whatever, allegiances and whatever. That sounds so tiring. It's very tiring. You know, and not all of us live in like Game of Thrones, right? So, Yeah, I feel like definitely, I can imagine. I'm going to the woods. I'm going to the lake. I'm going fishing. Going to the ocean. I'm going deep sea. You're going to get the voicemail for a while, for, at least the next few days. And just getting that time in, decluttering the brain. And yeah, I hope this is a bonus reading, so this is a little more specific. When I do the bonus readings, I try to really get it deeper into the details, and sometimes I know it's like you listen to, you're like, I don't know, this has nothing to do with me at all, but that's okay. Hopefully, you enjoy the journey through some of these readings anyhow. And other times, man, you listen to a reader, you're like, how do they know so much about me? I hope at least once in a while that's how you feel about these readings. So let's take a look here. We have a peacock. We have a little bird here. So we do have like a mother, like a deep mother figure with the peacock. And that's having to do with Juno, right? And who is also kind of the, maybe like a composite or counterpart of Hera. And then we have, and actually, you know what? That's not a bird. It does look like the hermit there. So I have just in my head this idea of really spending some time with that Divine Mother in this time of absence. Maybe, asking for guidance. If you praying with her, making appeals, or, offerings, an altar, some kind of ceremony, whatever it is for you, whatever your relationship with these archetypes, these deities, these intelligences, however that manifests, I think that this would be a good time to be in that light. It is fortifying, the very earthy, I think of, at least Juno, often I will relate in my head to something akin to, the Queen of Discs. And, this is, this is a place where, if you could imagine going, wounded, right, and kind of digging a little hole for yourself and climbing in and being tucked in by the mother, right, and in that soil, that prima materia, so then your wound heals, but beyond that, you begin to sprout, right? You're growing deeply and transforming. This is a process of transmutation, while also becoming something of yourself and of many things. There is, if you can imagine a tree twisting into itself, this strength, this immovable aspect of being, right? You just, at the core, turned into something that cannot be cut down, not easily anyways. And yeah, and sometimes these fairly minor ordeals that we go through, they are the things that, they strengthen us, and and give us the opportunity to refocus ourselves. Even if it's very painful. These are little blessings. Just takes a minute to get to that understanding sometimes, right? All right, let's take a look. We have the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards. These are by Megan Watterson, illustrations by Moonjube. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll flip through. We'll stop where it feels right. We'll see how this card kind of fits in with the reading. Kind of punctuates it a little. Resurrect in this life. Resurrection. The ego dies and the soul rises. Yeah. They are. These little things. These little moments of realizing things aren't exactly how we perceive them or how we want them to be. And those are little ego deaths, I think. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you and I thank you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. All right. I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in just a few days. Bye-bye.